investigative journalist, political correspondent, activist, Jeff Johnson continues to be a trailblazing social entrepreneur for an authentic voice for change. Currently, Jeff is an MSNBC contributor and the chief White House correspondent for thegria.com. He is also the weekly commentator on the nationally syndicated Tom Morning Show. You might know his cousin Jeff, tackling issues on politics, entertainment, and social policy. Jeff also currently serves as the chairman and CEO of the Jeff Johnson Institute for Urban Development, a solutions-based institution currently leading a 5-year project to recruit and develop 80,000 black male teachers. Johnson serves on the boards of National Urban Fellows, HBCU Hall of Fame Foundation, and Historic Lincoln Theater in Columbus, Ohio. He consistently challenges, and I'm sure you will be challenged today, but he consistently challenges communities to weigh innovative solutions to resolve historic and systemic social imbalances and inequalities. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce Jeff Johnson.
Get the fuck out of here.
Good afternoon. One more time, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
That's much better. To Dr. Dunlap, to all the members of the faculty and staff of the University of Phoenix, to all those on the DS, to those family members, friends, children, parents, and supporters, most importantly to the class of 2013, it is my honor and privilege to be before you, and will not be before you long. Before I go into, wow, there it is. Before I go into my formal remarks, it's important for me to ask Paul to stand up. When he was singing, I know that many of you were thinking what I was thinking. I am clearly his mini-me. I love the bow tie and the locks, but he did an amazing job. Please give Paul a round of applause. I don't want to be before you long, but I did not want to come to the University of Phoenix to address this graduating class with a typical commencement speech. Who wants that? It's boring, it's underrated, overrated, and this institution is a non-traditional institution. So as I thought about the journey that you all have been on, the journey that many of you are prepared to go on, I thought about this whole notion of travel and what we must do to prepare for and engage in the journey that not only we have gone through, but what is ahead. And I have the opportunity to travel all over this country and this world. In fact, immediately following this commencement, I'm running to the airport to catch a flight to Johannesburg. And I travel about 200,000 air miles a year. I have an assistant by the name of Erica who arranges all of my travel. And I tell Erica very clearly that whenever I'm traveling, I want to be, if I can't get an upgrade, in the front and on an aisle seat, so that I can hurry up, get off the plane, and go do what I need to do. Well, about a week and a half ago, I was going from Baltimore, Maryland to Phoenix, Arizona. And as I was rushing through security to get to the plane, I got a boarding pass that said no seat assignment. And so I'm rushing to the gate. They will leave you. And as I get to the gate, a woman gives me a boarding pass, and as I'm walking down the jetway, the ticket says seat 31B. Those of you that don't travel, that is not the front. That is not the aisle. And as I'm walking to the back of the plane, I am praying that there is nobody in 31A or C. And to my horror and trepidation, I see in seat C Smith, who is an overweight businessman who is not sure he's sure. Some of you will catch that later. In 31A is Mrs. Jones, who's holding 6-month-old Timmy, who is screaming at the top of his lungs. University of Phoenix class of 2013, you understand what it feels like to start a trip in between a rock and a hard place. Many of you have overcome the challenges of normal everyday life that block other people from going back to school. Some of you have used this as a springboard to go from your armed services commitment to a degree of higher education. Many of you have said that I'm not going to let any of the things that stop my friends from graduating, from allowing me to graduate. Many of you have said, I don't care what's on the left of me or the right of me or my past or anything that I've done wrong or any of the things that people said I couldn't do or where I come from or the fact that my family doesn't have a degree. I understand that between a rock and a hard place, I can create my future. But what you've got to understand is as you move forward, amen, that those that are successful are the ones who are comfortable in pressure positions. I challenge you as you go from this next place to not be the business leader that's afraid of conflict, to not be the teacher that wants to go into a difficult neighborhood, to not be the business owner or the philanthropist or the scientist or any other profession who's afraid of tackling the hard challenges. Our country is full of people who are comfortable being mediocre, showing up at workplaces, doing what they're told to do as opposed to changing the world, understanding that the degree that they have was not given to them simply to complete a course load, but that you would be able to change the very face of what our country looks like. I'm on this plane. Mr. Jones begins to believe that my shoulder is an in-flight pillow. Just as I'm ready to lose my mind, the captain comes over the loudspeaker and says, flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for landing. I've only been in the air for about 50 minutes. And I say to myself, I'm not on the Concorde, and it doesn't take 50 minutes to go from Baltimore to Phoenix. What is going on? And I look out the window, and I say, that's not Phoenix. And so I ring the flight attendant call button and say, excuse me, ma'am, I'm confused. That's not Phoenix. She says, no, sir, that's Cleveland. I said, well, my ticket said Phoenix. And she said, well, let me see your ticket. You see, this says one stop. I said, yeah, the one stop is Phoenix. I need you to explain to me in Ebonics what you're saying. She said, well, in aeronautical terms, this is what we call a layover. We land the plane and let some people off the plane, other people on the plane, and refuel for the rest of the trip. Class of 2013, this is simply a layover. You are now in the place where you have got to let certain people off your plane. Because there are people that were part of your pre-degree life that cannot be a part of your post-degree destiny. And there are those that you need to just say, thank you very much for traveling. Please, I don't care where you go, but please understand you can't be a part of where it is I'm going. You've got to get some more people on the plane. See, because networking is something that we've been confused into believing is enough. It's about building relationships. Tired of people that just want to exchange cards and know that they have a number for somebody they want to reach, but they can't tell you anything about them. Building relationships in your profession is not going to be about who you have contact with. It's about who you have relationship with. Do you understand who they are, what their values are? Do you understand what they desire and what their ultimate goal is? The people who do well in business are the people that understand who they work with, not just where they work, what their goals are and who their family is. Can you build relationships that are revolutionary? That the mere fact that you know someone begins to shift the atmosphere. And that when you work with them, when you talk to them, you're not just talking about what you're doing together, but when you have a hard day, they're the ones that lift you up. Can you build revolutionary relationships? And finally, can you understand that this graduation ceremony, by no stretch of the imagination, is the end of your learning process? The refueling for the rest of the trip is about, can you constantly dedicate yourself to learning? Can you consume all of the data, whether it's in your industry or others, that put you ahead of the game because you know what others do not know, because you seek the information others are unwilling to? Enjoy this layover period, because when it's time to take off again, that's when you need the power of that layover to go to the next level. The very last thing is, take time to stop. We live in an unbelievably crazy world, and between Blackberries and Galaxies and text messages and emails and televisions and computers and radios and traffic and work and children and crazy spouses and more crazy ex-spouses and crazier bosses, there's always noise. Graduates in class of 2013, love yourself enough to know that without a place of peace, you will not accomplish what you've been called to accomplish. Find those moments to pause and stop and embrace silence and peace, that you would be able to use that as the layover that takes you to the next level. So I'm taking off completely. And I'm thinking to myself, Miss Jones got off with Timmy, and I'm hoping that this can be a much more comfortable trip. And I know that they're serving an in-flight meal, and I don't eat meat, so I always have Erica reserve the vegetarian meat on the plane. I don't trust meat on the plane anyway. And because I'm in the back, they get to me last. So as I hear the person in the seat in front of me say, I want the salad, the flight attendant says, well, sorry sir, we're out of the salads. So as much as I love God, there is none in me at this moment. You know how you prepare, you practice to give somebody a piece of your mind? I'm practicing the piece of my mind that I'm going to give to the flight attendant when she tells me that there are no more salads. And before I could get it out, she said, sir, what would you like? I said, I want the salad. She looked at me and said, I'm sorry, sir, we're out of the salads. And before I could make a fool of myself, flight attendant comes from the back and says, sir, are you Mr. Johnson? I said, yes, I'm Mr. Johnson. She said, well, salad was reserved for you. Because class of 2013, what is for you is for you. It doesn't matter how long it's taken you to get your degree. It doesn't matter how much you've been through. It doesn't matter how much you've gone through. The destiny that you were created for is uniquely yours. And all you have to do is be prepared enough and bold enough and courageous enough to step into it and claim what the universe put you here for. I don't care if you believe in God or that the universe created itself. You've got to understand that you were put here for something special. And so special that nobody else has the ability to be able to see what it is that you to walk out your calling. The universe is crying out for a vacant space that you have been unwilling to fulfill. What is yours is yours. So I got my salad. I'm pleased. Just as we get close to Phoenix, I realize that we're not getting any lower. It seems like we're going around in circles. And I ring the flight attendant's button again. She's like, oh, this one. And I say, excuse me, ma'am, it seems as if we keep going around in circles. And she says, yes, what we're experiencing is gridlock. And gridlock simply means that when you are attempting to land, that there are no places available for your plane to be able to go. But class of 2013, you all have got to realize more than anything else is that gridlock is an opportunity as you enter into a workplace that so often has more people looking for jobs than jobs available. You've got to understand that gridlock gives you the opportunity to craft what it is your next opportunity will be, then wait for somebody to give it to you. University of Phoenix students, you have been through too much to believe that somebody somewhere is going to validate you by giving you a job that normally they can't pay you enough for anyway. University of Phoenix graduates have been created to create their own opportunity, to build their own business, to craft their own positions, to have their own vision, to be able to put in place what it is you believe needs to be there, even if you're working for somebody else's firm. Be visionary enough to use the gridlock of a stagnant economy to be able to see from above what other people cannot see on the ground. Can you have the vision to say, while everybody else is looking to work in Jacksonville, I understand that the World Cup and the Olympics are going to be in Brazil within 2 years of each other. Why am I going to fight against people in Jacksonville when I can take my brilliant degree to Brazil, or to Rome, or to Accra, or to China, or to Japan? Are you willing to see from above the opportunities that others cannot see in the grid? So as we land, I can't wait to get off the plane. I'm going to call Erica. Give her a piece of my holy word. And you know when you have a real important conversation, you can't have it on the plane. You got to wait until you get in the jetway because you don't want the people around you to hear what it is you're getting ready to say. So as I'm walking down the jetway, I'm calling Erica. And she answers the phone and said, "Jeff, how are you?" I said, "I'm glad you asked, Erica. Because I've been in 31B for the last 3.5 hours in a layover. And I want to know what happened." She said, "Jeff, there must have been a mistake." I said, I'm clear that there was a mistake, Erica, and I'm beginning to think that it was my assistant. She said, "Slow down, Jeff. Pull out your itinerary." I said, "Erica, I don't need to pull out my itinerary. I'm looking at the boarding pass, and it says 31B. She said, "No, please, humor me. Pull out the itinerary." And I pull out the itinerary, and as I'm saying that, she said, "There must have been a mistake. See, because your itinerary says 3B, not 31B. For those of you that travel, that means it's first class." Class of 2013, stop allowing people to treat you like you have a coach reservation when you're first class. 2013, you've done too much. You've worked too hard. You've pushed through what others didn't push through and seen what others could not see for your life. And at this time, you've got to understand that no matter where you go, I'm first class. When you step in the door, create first class programs. Have a first class attitude. Have a first class vision. Create first class outcomes. Understand that only those truly understand they were never created to show up mediocre. The ones that are going to address the fundamental problems that our world is facing. Class of 2013, we need you more than we've ever needed you before. And whether you decide to stay in Jacksonville or whether your degree leads you to another part of the world, understand that when you walk through the door with the University of Phoenix degree, that it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks of what they don't know about this institution. It's about what you show them is the legacy of this institution through what you bring through the door. And so I dare you to be excellent. I dare you to be visionary. I dare you to stand between a rock and a hard place and smile. I dare you to take advantage of your layover. I dare you to be willing to kick people out of your life and create relationships with the right ones during your layover. I dare you to be in a place where gridlock doesn't scare you but shows you the possibilities. I dare you to show up and be first class. Because when this class of 2013 shows up into the job market, shows up into the business place, shows up even in the spaces of the armed services, they'll know something was different. Because your first class mentality will shift the very environment of anywhere you go. Now is your time. What a great time it is. But what often isn't said in commencement that I want you to understand is that you becoming first class has changed one place more than any other. And in many cases, that is your family. Many of you who are here in the class of 2013 have shown a family what is possible by pushing through what others in your own family could not push through.
Amen.
Many of you have been an example of what is possible to your own children, showing them that if mommy can get a degree, if daddy can get a degree, then maybe you can do anything that you want to do. And so what I want you to do is with your first class feet, with your first class hands, stand up in this first class place and proclaim to the entire world that you are the class of 2013 of the University of Phoenix, and you will be excellent.
That's a hell of a seat. All that from straight out the head.